Hello everyone, welcome to today's reading on my fortune. So I'm doing a fortune reading today, a Lenormand style, using my self-created fortune deck, which I will be publishing down the line sometime soon. But let's try this new format of the reading, and do let me know if it resonates, or if you'd like to book a personal reading. You'll find the link to my website in the description box. So let's get started with what charm wants to come out for pile number 1. Okay, so we have for pile number 1, we have this I feel these came out together. I'm just gonna keep them together, they look so cute. Okay, so we have this cute little cupboard. There's a ball and star and a plant, and we have this leap of faith charm here. So this may have to do, I will not explain it right now. I'll let you use your intuition and however this speaks to you. Let's take a charm out for pile number 2, please. Oh, this charm keeps coming out. Okay, so for pile number 2, we have this two people hugging each other. That's so cute. And for pile number 3, what charm wants to come out for pile number 3? We have this beautiful rose charm. So if you're not sure on how to pick a pile, go ahead, watch my tutorial on how to pick a pile using your intuition. Basically what you have to do is zone in on each of the 3 charms separately, and then whichever draws your attention the most is your pile. Also, you can check after you have skipped to the pile, you will see that the messages really resonate with you, and there are some validations that you're getting through the message, and that's how you'll know it's your message. So yeah, go ahead, pick a pile, and you'll find the timestamps for each pile in the description box. Welcome, pile number 1. Let's do your fortune reading. So straight off the bat, the 2 main energies here are of, you know how there is a conflict, and that's why we got these 2 charms. You know how the mind is so logical and wants to organize everything properly, exactly where it's supposed to be. Like we can be so rigid as to, okay, now this is time for this, and now it's getting late for that, and all of that. Mind keeps telling us, ego keeps telling us we should do this, but our heart tells us no, you need to trust and surrender. And I feel that is going to be the energy of this fortune reading for you, pile number 1, where we're going to be talking about the head versus heart situation, where your heart would be, where you may really feel drawn to certain things in life, to certain people in life, but your head tells you no, they are not good for you, or this is not good for you, this is not practical, this is not logical, this is not going to bring you this and this. So that is what we are going to be talking about in this pile. I will put these little charms aside so we can have the Lenormand spread here. So first I'll be taking out the central card for you, pile 1, which is going to be the central theme. And the central theme for you, pile number 1, is foundation. We have faulty foundation, faulty division of power, where this can mean that whatever situation you're currently dealing with, and whatever is stressing you out or is heavily weighing on your mind right now, has to do with this central theme, faulty foundation. Some situation where you don't have equal power in something, or the foundation of something is based is more out of fear, out of practical fears, instead of a loving, supporting, emotionally supportive environment. Or you are in a situation, a job situation, a career situation where your head keeps telling you do this because of fear, and your heart tells you I don't really like it so much, but your head tells you no, you cannot say that because you have to keep going. If you want to survive, if you want to make money, if you want to make a living, you have to keep doing this and stop moping around the heart. So your basically ego is overpowering your heart, and that's something we all struggle with, right? So I was just watching this show, Indian Matchmaking, right before I started doing this reading on Netflix, and the thing is, there was this really nice chemistry between two people, but the girl was fearful of the guy. Actually was pretty awesome. He was somebody who was pretty special, unique, followed his passions, was a counselor at school, and the girl was fearful of her survival. And even though they seemed like they would get along very well, they had the heart part common, but the ego for the girl was imbalanced in the way that she told him that, you know, all of that is great, what you're doing is great, you're doing you, which is great, but how are you going to pay the bills for all of that? And so in a way the ego was fearful in the girl's mind, but that was a reflection of the guy as well, because even though the guy was following his passions and all of that, but in his subconscious mind he had this belief that he could not earn well by following his heart. He had come to the terms that if he's gonna be following his heart, he's not gonna be making much money, which is a limited belief in itself. It is your beliefs that create your reality, and where you choose to limit yourself is totally up to you. So if you have this belief that by following your heart you cannot earn well, then you are limiting your own reality. You can earn millions and millions and have infinite abundance for yourself by following your heart's passions. So that is the main theme for pile 1. What do you listen to? Do you listen to your ego-based fears, or do you listen to your heart and have faith in the universe that when you follow your heart, your abundance shall follow? Let's take a look at the main framework for this reading, pile 1. Let's get card number 1. Let's get card 1. Okay, let's get card number 3. Let's get the card for position 3. Let's get the card for position 7. We got 2 cards. Let's get a card for position 7. Okay, is it fitting into the frame properly? Let me arrange it. Oopsie, sorry for shaking the camera. Okay. Let's get card for position number 9. Action time. Yeah, so this is talking about, again, as I said, the framework. The first thing that came to my mind was this is talking about survival needs. How are you gonna make enough food to eat, sort of a mentality. And here we have food again, and being very possessive and being very greedy. And I'll have to adjust the camera. Sorry, I'll have to pause it. So pile number 1. This reading is calling out for you to change your reaction as in regards to your survival needs. How you choose to act in a situation. When you say something, when you do something, when you make a choice, what is the base of it? Are you doing it out of trust and love, or are you doing it out of fear of survival, or fear of some sort, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment? or fear of getting hurt? Or are you doing it out of trust and love? Because to be really honest, it's very easy to self-sabotage. It's really hard. It takes a lot of courage to trust in yourself and in the universe, and keep giving life a chance, keep giving yourself a chance, being open to possibilities, not shutting ourselves off to the experiences in life. It's just an experience, whether it's living life out of limited means or living life with so much that you don't even know how to spend it. It's just an experience. Don't fear life. Don't be fearful of not having enough or not being able to do something if you chose to try a different path for yourself. That's what it's talking about. Pile number 1. Let's get a card for position 2. What is the card for position 2? Okay. So what this is saying is, now this line stands for the conscious hopes and all of that stuff. And since we got here this third party situation card, this is talking about you feeling in your life, you may feel, you may have this let me just clarify. What is this talking about? What is this talking about? Offend train. Well, this is talking about you in your conscious reality. You consciously feeling offended by things, by people in your life. You may feel offended by how somebody mistreated you, or how somebody cheated you, or how somebody neglected you, or how somebody didn't love you back or give you back, sort of. Now, the important thing to understand here is pile number 1, that they were a reflection of your psyche. If somebody neglected you, or they were not giving back to you or loving you back, it was because you were not doing that for yourself. You choosing to act out of fear or survival, was you being not true to yourself, because your true self, your soul's essence, your heart knows your true potential. Your heart knows that whatever you desire is possible for you to attain in this physical reality. But you not trusting yourself, you sort of cheating on yourself with your fears, because fear is an illusion. The truth is, whatever we feel, whatever we want, whatever we truly desire, we are fully capable of manifesting it in this lifetime. But we are required to have patience along the journey and surrender to the process, because there are so many different things to learn along the way and so many blocks to keep releasing along the way before we can manifest a dream. But because we choose to give up on ourselves, the people in our reality give up on us. They don't appreciate or respect us because we are not doing that for ourselves. When we realize that we are so powerful, so magical, so strong, so powerful of manifesting whatever we desire, and we can achieve our abundance through emotional fulfillment. When you choose to do things that are not emotionally fulfilling for you, the people in your reality will reflect that to you. And if you're wanting that, okay, you're just doing something for the sake of it and then wanting your emotional fulfillment through other people or things, the truth is you're not going to get it through that, because they are never going to reflect that back to you unless you're doing that for yourself. So that's strongly coming through for you, pile number 1. Let's get a card for your present reality. 5, position number 4 card. Our card wants to go off position 4. Yeah. What card wants to come out? Position 6. Yes. This reading, this pile 1, is strongly talking about disappointment in relationships and a very strong fear of survival. Now your current reality, this is talking about the current reality, which may involve situations where people are really concerned and stingy and miserly about money. They're very strongly focused on money, and they are choosing money before other people's emotions. They are choosing physical over the emotions. So that's because you are also subconsciously doing that in some way deep side. Like you're also making choices out of fear of survival, and that's what people are reflecting back to you. You may be choosing out of fear instead of choosing out of trust, and trusting that as you walk down your path towards emotional fulfillment, all of these worries, all of these things will be taken care of, because you have that power. It's a matter of realizing your own powers. And in your present reality, this is showing up as disappointment in a friend or love, and financial issues in regards to something, in regards to perhaps the foundation of something. This is strongly related to the foundation of your relationships and the foundation of your or something has to do with your living situation and finances, your foundation, career foundation and finances, but something along those lines, applied however it resonates in your situation. Okay, because there can be so many situations here, but the underlying truth is going to be the same for all of you. Let's see what is the final card in position number 8. What's the card in position number 8? Yeah, this story is talking about your underlying idea, and we got emotionally mature. Again, emotions has to do with somebody being very stingy in regards to emotions and how they choose to act. Somebody is acting out of fear instead of love, is the theme here for you, pile number 1. So your fortune reading. So we're gonna look at the past energies here. In the past, you may have held this very you may have been very possessive in regards to whom you how much you give yourself away to other people, in terms of your time and energy, and you may have held back a lot because you felt like nobody is worthy of your energy, nobody deserves it, nobody can value it, nobody's good enough to share it with. And yes, people may have been very harsh in the past towards you. It has to do with a lot of communication. You may have had really bad communication in relationships, especially romantic relationships or even friendships, where you felt like if you gave your heart out, somebody is gonna like throw you under the bus or hit you where it hurts, sort of. And so you always felt really hard to share your emotions with somebody. This was your past situation, pile number 1. Your present situation is you attracting romantic relationships, especially romantic relationships, where you are perhaps chasing after them, or one of the person is chasing after somebody else, and that person is chasing after somebody else. Either this may mean your romantic partner is chasing after somebody else, or you yourself feeling drawn to a lot of people, not having a stable connection with somebody, not feeling like you could settle with somebody. So it can go either way. but there is definitely the present reality shows that there is faulty foundation here in sharing of your emotions, because you have to balance all aspects of your own self before you can attract a healthy connection. So let's say if you are really good in communication in relationships and you are emotionally invested in relationships, but your career, for instance, is something that you're just doing it for the sake of survival and it's not fully emotionally fulfilling for you, and you're looking at relationships to emotionally fulfill you, the truth is that's not gonna happen. You have to make significant life changes in yourself so that your career is also emotionally fulfilling for you, and only then the people you attract are going to reflect that back to you. Unless you have balanced all aspects within yourself, your external reality cannot mirror that back to you. So there is a need for the future for pile number one. There is a need to change how you earn your money. There is a need to make choices that is being true to yourself. If you want to attract this emotionally healthy relationships in life, and this is a bottom deck shows you are fully capable of it. So if you're struggling in terms of your finances and your romantic relationships, this is the pile for you, and this is saying you have to first start investing that energy and that love firstly in yourself. You have to make choices in your life in regards to how you are doing things, how you are earning also, especially because this is here, by being true to yourself. Don't do something just for the sake of survival, just because it's giving you good money and it's not emotionally fulfilling for you. Because unless you do that, the desire for a healthy romantic relationship will not manifest. That's a blockage that one needs to come out of. Okay, so basically the future energy for you guys is to change how you react, how you choose to invest your energy. If let's say you choose to so one scenario is you doing a career option which is not emotionally fulfilling. Another scenario would be you going on investing your time and energy onto other people and onto other things, but not getting anything back in return. So there you have to pull your energy back and start investing in yourself first, because only when you do it for yourself will your external reflect it back to you. So in that way there can be several scenarios and you will know best how it applies to you, but this was the overall message to you, pile one, and I hope that was helpful. And if you enjoyed it, please give me a like, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number two. Those of you who chose this two people hugging charm, I'll put this aside, and now let's take a look at your fortune reading. Let's get the basic theme of your fortune reading. What are we gonna talk about today in your reading? Pile number two. Oh, isn't that the cutest? Okay, so your main theme, pile number two, revolves around, forgiveness. Very straightforward forgiveness. I feel like for you, pile number two, people in the past have overstepped their boundaries, been insensitive towards you, or hurt you in some way. And good for you if you walked away at those times. You chose yourself in those times and chose to love yourself first. Kudos to you for that. But this card is talking about second chances for people, and in the reading we'll see if you should or you shouldn't give second chances to the people in your life, pile number two. But with this charm here, I feel like not everybody in your life may be ready for, like, you should forgive them regardless. Like, you should not hold on to that pain and anger, not because the other person deserves it, because you don't deserve to hold that sort of heavy emotion within yourself, within your body. You need to release and forgive it. No matter, doesn't matter if you want to include them back in your life or not, that's secondary. But the primary thing is forgiveness within yourself, not holding anger or a heaviness within yourself. Forgiving them for the past, forgiving yourself for believing in them, for giving them a chance, for taking a chance on yourself, for opening up, for being vulnerable, for trying, for everything. Forgive yourself and forgive them, and don't hold the heaviness in your heart. Part number 2. Let's take a look at what is the structure of this, the framework for this reading, and we'll get the card for position number 1. Okay, so we have chaos, change. So with that in reverse, it could either mean like things being stagnant, or the extreme opposite, being super chaotic. Some amount of chaos I feel is healthy. Chaos and changes bring in new possibilities, and that's always good. Even though, and it pushes us out of our comfort zone, so that part is good. Let's take a card for position number 3. Let's get a card for position let's get a card for position number 3. Okay, so we have this card, competing for attention. Okay, that can speak of confusion within someone's mind. Perhaps you felt like you were the second option for somebody, a second convenient option for somebody, and that's what hurt you, perhaps because they were unable to wrap their head around what choice to make, whether to choose you or another person. Or if it was not another person, it may be whether they were having a hard time choosing between you and their work, so they were unable to come to an answer within themselves because their own mind was quite scrambled at the time. Let's get a card for position number 7. Well, there is good news here. But let me reshuffle. Let's get a card for position number. See, this came out again. And this is talking about commitment again. So I'll take this one for position 7. I hope it's in the frame. Yes. Okay, so we have, you're gonna hear, this could mean you hearing some message from this person, the person who you felt hurt by, or you may receive an understanding, an epiphany. Oh, am I saying that correctly? Epiphany. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So you will get some insight in regards to your situation with them, which will bring you a lot of peace within. Like if you were, let's say, blaming them in the past for hurting you, you will see things differently now. You will see things as not good or bad. You will just accept them however they were and see the big picture. At the end of the day, how it helped you become the strong person that you are today, how it helped you choose yourself over everything else, how it shaped you, and how it showed you your own fears so that you became aware of them and no longer were tied down by them, or no longer being affected by your past fears. If you felt like perhaps this person was so important to you at some point of time, you now can stand strong, your head held high, knowing that despite the strong addiction you might have felt towards this person, or vice versa, maybe this is their perspective of the situation that's coming through. You chose to be loving towards yourself. You chose not to engage in relationships and situations that were not equal, that were not balanced, that were not giving back the same back to you. And basically it's all talking about forgiveness and understanding and acceptance. And we got the news is on the way again, so there's definitely going to be some message from this person. Either you're gonna contact them or they are going to contact you soon. This can also be you hurt somebody at one point and you were conflicted between work and your heart, and two people, and it was hard because sometimes what happens is when we're not loving ourselves enough, we start getting attracted to emotionally unavailable people. We choose people who are emotionally unavailable to us. We sort of have that self-sabotage tendency that kind of overshadows the truth of the heart. We have some sort of weird, we drive some sort of weird pleasure by feeling rejected. It gives us some sort of weird pleasure knowing that yes, things cannot work out for us. It's oddly satisfying, the self-sabotaging within all of us that is prevalent. It's oddly satisfying to see that I knew things would not work out. I knew this was not, so we subconsciously tend to self-sabotage. And perhaps things were not clear to you at one point of time as to whether this person's intentions towards you were genuine. You thought you've always been this lone wolf all your life, and now this other person, you thought they were just gonna be another person who's gonna end up hurting you, and you're gonna have to, and you'll have to deal with the heartbreak all over again, and you were just not up for it. And so you chose to focus on what you have always done. You chose to focus on yourself and distracted yourself with work. That was the easier option, a less painful option. A little, I would not say that. It's a little self-sabotaging, but we all do that. But the good thing is, you know now, you know the truth now. You love yourself enough now to not do that anymore. You have a balanced ego now. Pile number 2. Let's get a card for position number 9. Let's get a card for position 9, please. It's so beautiful because we got a faulty foundation for pile number 1, and here we have a strong foundation. So this is talking about the main idea of this fortune reading for you, pile 2, is talking about forgiveness in a relationship that hurt you in the past. And this is talking about news or understanding on the way that will help you on this path of forgiveness and will help you build a strong foundation either with this person, or if you feel like you are over this person, then with a person in the future. But definitely freeing yourself from this heavy burden within yourself, pile 2. Let's get a card for position number 2. So this is talking about, this was in reverse, so I would take it like that because it's next to these cards of chaos and competition. So this is talking about being stuck in a very stagnant energy, not having a fresh, clear perspective on things, being very influenced by the past hurts and past judgments and fears, and having a very stale approach at a point in time. And this row talks about the conscious hopes and desires. So this is definitely, so pile number 2, sorry for the yawn. That's a first for me. So you guys may be feeling sleepy at this time or feeling tired because of all of this situation going on with you. But your conscious hope is to have a fresh start, to be free, and to be free from all of this, to not attract these situations again, and to create change for yourself are the hopes that you want to have for yourself. Pile number 2. Let's see, let's get a card for position 4. Okay, that's really sweet. So we have someone is feeling lost without you and might knock on your door. So this is again talking about communication here, and this is in reverse. Let me get a clarifier for this. Let's clarify card for position 4. What I feel is there were misunderstandings here, a lot of fake news, a lot of self-projection, a lot of negative self-talk that went about in the past, in your current situation, because this talks about your current reality. So whatever you have, whatever perceptions you're holding about this whole situation, we got justice card here. So justice is going to be, you will get justice in this situation here. There were a lot of things that were hidden, like this person is bottled inside, has chosen to keep themselves inside this closed bottle, and they're completely oblivious to the person who's knocking, and they are so submerged in their own thoughts and in their own fears that they are not seeing anything else outside of it. You know, that sort of a situation. Let's get a card for pile number 6. Let's get a card for pile... I'm saying... What am I saying? Oh, jeez. Let's get a card for position number 6. Let's get a card for position number 6. Somebody is telling the truth. That is so sweet. So your current reality is calling for you to try and understand the truth of the situation. If in the past you thought that this person, whatever you went through, like they either abandoned you or rejected you, and you took it on yourself, you thought that you were not good enough in some way, and that's why this person chose somebody else, because that's what she has, so much negative self-talk going about her, around her, that she is not seeing the truth clearly. And this is talking about understanding the truth of the situation and removing all self-created illusions. This wall of the jar can be represented as self-created illusions, because she's completely blocked herself from hearing this person's perspective. She feels comfortable in that wall of illusion that she has created for herself, and she is blocking herself out from the truth. So there is a need for you to be open to the truth. Pile number 2. There's a need for you to be open to the truth. Now there are two possible scenarios. Either this person is themselves gonna come to you and try to share you the truth. The guidance is to not block yourself out here. Or if you have moved on from this person, or this person is not coming back again, like you have chosen to end things like that, you don't need another person to tell you the truth. Pile number 2. You already know the truth inside of you. All you need to do is allow it to come out. Allow yourself to accept the truth. Don't feel comfortable in the cloud of self-delusion or self-sabotage that we love to create around ourselves, and tell ourselves that we are not good enough, we can never do this, or we can never find a person who can love us. Stop saying that to yourself and be open to the truth. Be open to understanding that this person was acting out of their own fears. It had nothing to do with you. And this can also mean that if you still hold that spark of light for this other person, be open to the truth that they want to tell you. Pile number 2. Don't block yourself out from what they have to say. Know that whatever they will say it honestly this time. And we have someone new is entering your life here. So I feel like there is a lot of change for you, pile number 2. This is talking about your this row talks about your subconscious hopes and desires. So deep down, you really hope that this person reaches out to you in some, like, you really hope that this person reaches out back to you and you can have a strong foundation together. That is something that you desire subconsciously, even though you may be consciously blocking yourself from it. And I just want to confirm if this is just a hope or if this is actually a possibility. So everything is a possibility. It depends on whether the possibility materializes or not, depends on the people's free will in the situation. But there is definitely this possibility, and there is definitely this hope that you have that this person reaches out and clears things out with you, and you guys can have a strong foundation together. Is this going to happen though? Higher self, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna be the same person for all of them? Is this gonna be a new person? So I have to say here that our subconscious programming is also very much capable of manifesting a lot of things in our life. Like our subconscious desires is what creates the major milestones in our life. We consciously don't even realize how strongly we are controlling our reality. And this is talking about your subconscious really desiring to have this strong foundation and having good communication with the person that you surround yourself with. And what the message for you, the fortune reading for you, pile number 2, is that you have to forgive this person and you have to forgive yourself here, and be open to understanding the truth and accepting the situation just as it is, not judging it as good or bad, just accepting it just as it is. And know that you will have this strong foundation with somebody in your life. If this, now that you have raised your vibration to a more self-loving state, whoever is a vibrational match for that energy, there is a possibility, if this person has using their free will evolved themselves to be a healthy match for you, then you two can work together. Otherwise, there's going to be another healthy option that's gonna come in, that's going to be a match for where you are at right now in your soul's journey, and you're gonna have this strong foundation because your subconscious desires it at a very core level. And our subconscious programming is a very strong manifester as well. Consciously, we can choose to reinforce it or sabotage it. So that part we are still at this timeline on our planet. We are trying to understand this understanding of the conscious and subconscious mind. And so the past for you, pile number 2, is a chaotic relationship. There was a lot of chaos, there was instability. You didn't feel safe there. You felt left out in the dark. You felt like the communication was very poor here. That's what created all this confusion and instability in the relationship. Your present situation is you walking out away from this situation, not allowing other people to just knowing what you deserve, getting a fresh clear head in yourself, getting a clear head for yourself, forgiving yourself and this person for whatever happened, accepting it as it is, and having a fresh start in your life. That's your current energy. And the future energy is understanding the truth of why you felt like a second option in the first place. Why did you feel that? Why did it hurt you so much? And why did this person make you feel like that? Understanding the truth of that, getting down to the core. And some hint that I can give you right now is the reason why you felt that in the past was because you were putting yourself second to. You were putting somebody else, you were prioritizing somebody else over you, and that's what the other person was reflecting back to you. And it's a harsh truth, but that's how we need to accept it and integrate it within our being so that we can move on and build a strong foundation for ourselves. Now, the two possibilities that are here are from chaos to forgiveness to building a strong foundation. And again, from chaos, whatever the competition was, forgiving, and then understanding this whole thing, why it happened, and then moving ahead in your life for a brand new start in your life, in your romance, in your relationships. So that was a long fortune reading for you, pile number 2. I hope it resonated. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Hello, pile number 3. So let's take a look at your fortune reading. Look at that, a rose and a rose. So I'll keep this aside. Roses remind me of a love and hate sort of situation with the beautiful rose petals but thorny stems. Let's see, what is the fortune reading for pile number 3? Let's take the main central theme card. Ooh, okay. So we have some sort of sadness here, and a lot of unnecessary leaks. Now what that means is, what happens is we get these thoughts in our mind, and depending on what energy we are at, if we are feeling very low and dark and heavy, we start to channel very negative thoughts. And the more we channel negative thoughts, the more we start feeling even more heavy. So that's how the spiraling starts. So that's where we have to take a conscious effort. Every time we feel sad and heavy and start channeling negative thoughts and emotions, we have to make a conscious effort of self-love in that moment to say, no, I acknowledge this thought, but I choose not to give it any energy. And that's how you cut out all the unnecessary leaks and all the unnecessary thoughts that are coming to you by acknowledging that you have the power to choose your own thoughts, which thoughts you choose to give energy to, and which thoughts you just let them be without engaging in it. Every time you get a negative thought, try spiraling it out of your body, like you know how this pendulum is. So every time you get a negative thought, think of yourself as the center of this pendulum and imagine the thought spiraling down and grounding into the earth. You know how the earth acts as a grounding for electricity, thunder, the lightning, anything, any charge, it neutralizes. Similarly, any negative thoughts can also be sent down, spiraled into the ground, and it can discharge you just by being conscious of this power that you have. You can discharge all negative emotions and ground it into the earth and make them neutral. Let's take the framework for this reading. Let's get a card for position number 1. Okay, so this sadness, sorry for shaking the camera. So as this rose indicates as well, this is definitely has to do with hurts, past hurts in love, romance, business, friendships, just getting really hurt in the process. Let's get a card for position number 3, pile 3. Okay, so we have, what is the consequence of your desires? What this is telling me is you going after people who are unavailable, who end up stinging you with the snakes all around. You go for the perhaps, you know, like Medusa, they say like she was so beautiful, but if you did stare into her eyes, you would turn into stone or something. So going after something that was very shallow, superficial, perhaps you saw that they looked beautiful from outside, but perhaps you didn't dive deep enough to see the truth of the person, which was not as beautiful as they looked from outside or as you thought they were. So this is talking about getting hurt because we are still in the process of learning to discern between what can make us happy, what can fulfill us, who is ready to give us and receive love in return. So this is all talking about the lesson involved here is definitely learning discernment along the journey, discernment of what people you want to invest your energy into. Let's get the card for position number 7. Okay, so this is talking about, again, a lack mindset. You know, this guy is looking in the mirror and he's hoping, oh, I wish I was this bodybuilder. I wish I had this sort of a body, then I would be more attractive or better in some way. So when we are lacking within, when we see ourselves as lacking, when we see ourselves not as a 10 on 10, when we rate ourselves less than or consider ourselves less worthy than something because of some insecurities that we have, we sort of subconsciously get attracted to the person whom we think has those qualities. But because what happens is when you are not loving yourself enough, your reflection is also not going to love you enough because they are a reflection of your psyche. So instead of trying to make somebody else love you, you have to put that love in yourself. That is the basic idea in everything. It's just as simple as that. It's just how it plays out differently in different scenarios is what's interesting, because this situation is going to play out differently for everyone who is watching this pile. But the base idea is that we have to keep reminding ourselves that the other person is only a reflection of our psyche. If they are not loving us back, that means that we are not loving ourselves enough. So instead of trying to make them love us, we have to love ourselves first within, and then they will automatically reflect that reality for us. Let's get a card for position number 9. Let's get a card for position number 9. Okay. So this is talking about discord and heartache over what you no longer have. This can also mean you having to separate yourself from people who are influencing you, who are making you feel this lack mindset, because they still have not evolved to be in a place of self-love, to be more accepting and more loving of all aspects of themselves. They kind of project that lack mindset onto you and make you feel less than. So if you are still surrounding yourself with people who judge you, who don't accept you as it is, who say that you should do this or you should do that, or this is not good enough, you're supposed to be doing this and not that, and what are you doing? It's like, are you completely out of your mind? People who constantly make you doubt yourself, people who are having a lack within themselves or worry all the time. When you surround yourself with such people, they rub off their energy onto you and make you feel clouded as well. So what this is saying is, be very mindful of whom you are letting into your energy field, because they will have a very strong influence on you. If, let's say, a person puts their energy into, like, I was watching it again, so I was watching the show Indian Matchmaking right now, and there was this mother who was trying to control her son, or making him, guilt-tripping him by saying that, see, by you not getting married soon enough, I am getting a blood pressure. So basically the poor son, he felt pressured because of his mother, who is a worrisome person. Now you have to understand this about people who love to worry. People who worry, they don't need a reason to worry. And it is not your duty to calm down the other person who is worrying. It's not your duty to appease them. It is the person who is worrying who has to make the conscious effort to stop worrying, to just let things be, to just accept things as it is and not interfere in your business or your life. It is not your responsibility you don't have to feel bad if somebody else keeps worrying about you, or is forcing you to choose things before you feel comfortable doing it. So that's what this is talking about, you feeling pressurized by worrisome people. Now, people, I don't know if this is true for every place, but I feel, especially in India, unfortunately, parents worry a lot about a lot of things and they just need to understand that it's not the children's duty to make them not worry about things. It is their duty to not worry about things, and it is unnecessary to worry about things, because universe is orchestrating everything exactly as it's supposed to. It is your ego that is not able to accept or align itself with the universe's timing and how things are meant to work out. That is for you to balance out your ego and the imbalanced nature of the ego that is unable to accept and is always worrying about things. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever. It's just channeling negative energy and it leads to diseases. So every time you see a person worrying, you have to be very careful, because those thoughts are very toxic, I would have to say, and it not only consumes the person who worries, but also the people around them. So you have to be very mindful as to whom you surround yourself with and whom you're sharing your headspace with. Be very careful as to whose thoughts are consuming you. Sometimes what happens is, the other thing that happens is, the inner voice, the inner dialogue, especially for children, whatever their parents have said to their children, whatever things they have said about them perceiving their child in a certain way. Like, let's say if a parent says, when you're angry you look like a monster or something like that, let's say, okay? So by saying that to the child, every time the child will get angry, he will associate that emotion with that memory of the parent saying that to the child, and that's what sort of builds up those toxic beliefs in the child's psyche. And so it's the parents' words that become the child's inner dialogue. And if we have not had a healthy childhood, or if we felt unaccepted or unloved or unheard in our childhood, and were expected to be a certain way and not allowed to just be whoever your true self was, that can eat away at the person's mental health. And that's where the work needs to be done, as to understand what words are coming into your mind, what thoughts, what dialogues do you hear yourself saying to you. Are those your own words, or are they your parents' words, or friend's words, or somebody who hurt you in the past? What are you constantly associating incidences in your life with? And then once you are aware of those dialogues that you keep saying and who said it to you, you have to make a conscious effort of rewriting those beliefs with positive, healthy self-perceptions and more loving and gentle perceptions and beliefs about yourself and your surrounding. Okay, so pile number 3, I would highly recommend you watching more of my videos, and that's what's coming to me, and I'm not gonna stop myself from saying that, because I feel there are things that you need to resolve here, and the things that have been told to you are in no way a reflection of your truth, because at the end of the day, you are a beautiful, wonderful human being who is so worthy of love and so worthy of respect, and you are so capable of achieving all your dreams. Pile number 3, please know that, okay? Deep down, I just want you to hear what I just said like 3-4 times, and as many times as you feel, till you feel really confident that yes, I don't deserve to have these negative thoughts or these negative people around me. I deserve the best, and I want to make this change in my life to make it more happy and fulfilling for myself. And I want you to know, pile number 3, that your only duty is towards yourself. If you are not happy, you cannot make anybody else around you happy. You may be compromising your own self, your own mental health, just to try to keep people around you feel some sort of security, to give them some sort of false security, false safety. People around you are so codependent and so worried because they are so lacking within themselves, and I just want you to know that it's not your responsibility to heal them or to try and make them understand. You have to take care of yourself, pile number 3. It's high time you started loving yourself first and choosing yourself first, because as much as you love these people around you, they are not doing you any good, and you have to keep yourself away from these people for as long as you feel is healthy for you. Try to minimize your time and energy around people who do that, and as you start to detach yourself from these people who are so worrisome and are always controlling you and pushing you to do things that you don't feel ready for, it's not healthy for you. It's blocking you from seeing other life's possibilities, the happiness in your life around you. Okay, pile number 3. yeah, if that resonated, please do let me know. And yeah, you deserve so much more. You deserve happiness, pile number 3, and it's in within reach for you. Okay, you just need to, this is a lesson for you to discern whom you should surround yourself with and whom you shouldn't, and let go of all those traditional stigmas that you have to be there for everybody around you, otherwise you're selfish and a bad person. No, that's not true. You have to be there for yourself first. And all those people who say that you are being selfish and bad and all of that, they are just fearful and they are just insecure within themselves, and it's not your duty to help them or heal them or give them this false sense of security. It is in the source's hand. You have to stop self-sabotaging. Pile number 3. What God wants to come out for position 2? What God wants to come out for position number 2? Yes, there is a lot of intrusion in your life, pile number 3, from other people, from past, and you know, all the patterns that we play out in our relationships have to do with something to do with our childhood wounds. So I would say you need some alone time here. You need some alone time. You have to really take the time to become consciously aware of your negative thoughts and try to give as much love to yourself as possible. Surround yourself, watch motivating videos, things that make you feel happy and really that you really enjoy. And it's going to seem really hard at first, but truth be told, I have come from a similar place and it seemed really hard for a very long time, but it gets easier. It does get easier, and as you express yourself more and more, it's just a constant healing journey. And you really, at the end of the day, this lesson is to choose yourself, because the other people who are around you, they are just some aspect of yourself that no longer serves you, and you need to cut it out. You're not doing anybody good by holding on to this inauthentic, false harmony situation that's going on around you. You have to be true to yourself and do what makes you happy, and not seek other people's validation, or not fear other people calling you selfish or bad because you chose to love yourself first. Know that the person who is meant for you is not supposed to make you feel this captured and imprisoned. They are supposed to make you feel free and happy and supported and safe. And if people around you cannot do that, then they don't deserve to be around you. They need to work on their own self before they can be around you. Pile number 3. Please know that. Let's take a look at card number 4. There is a lot of blockage and limitation here. Position 6. Card for position number 6. Okay. Journey, mental journey. Yeah, a need for self-reflection and understanding things on a deeper level. Card for position number 8. Yes, seeking professional help. That's what I was saying, pile number 3. You need to watch more videos or get in touch with a therapist, or you can get in touch with me. My website's link is in the description box below. And at the beginning, when we're in such a low place, it definitely helps to get a third person's view on our life, because perspective is everything. And when we're in this heavy energy, our perspective is this small, and we need somebody who can see things from the outside and tell you, no, it's not this small, it's actually infinite. There's infinite possibilities. There's always a choice available for you to remove yourself and manifest a better reality for yourself, and not stay stuck in these situations. This is definitely calling out for you to remove yourself. This situation that you're in, the people you're surrounded by, no longer serve you, and you need a little bit of me time, a little more self-love, and more self-reflection, and get in touch with somebody who can whom you trust, and who will guide you out of this, navigate you out of this situation, so that you're not self-sabotaging or getting influenced by negative people and situations in your life. Pile number 3. So the past, there have been a lot of unfulfilling relationships that have ended up just stagnant, or they have just gone down the drain. And the present is, it has left you very drained. It has left you exhausted, drained, lacking faith, lacking hope. And that's where you need advice from a professional, a guide, a therapist, somebody who can navigate you out of this situation and rewire your thoughts so that you can recreate your reality the way you would like. And the future is definitely talking about removing yourself from toxic people and toxic thought patterns. And the bottom deck is increasing self-worth, increasing self-love. So the rose here is talking about self-love here. Pile number 3. Give yourself some love. Okay, so that was your reading, fortune reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.